What's up, weirdos? It is time for a little garden and food forest update. Today is May 7th, and I've been doing a lot of work out here. As you can see, the lettuce is finally starting to take off. That first row of lettuce, I think it was the Waldman's lettuce, I think. That's really taken off. The other stuff, I don't know. It's kind of sparse right now, so I might have to replant these rows. It's not too late to replant them. Of course, you know, I'm going to be planting lettuce in most of these beds. Over here is our arugula and kale. You can see the kale right there. This is red Russian kale. It's the type of kale that I like. Very nice, delicate flavor. And of course the arugula, this will be ready pretty soon. Spinach is really starting to take off now. As you can see, it looks like a deer walked through here last night or something. They got all these footprints in here, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to cover this with something just so they don't walk in here. And again, I planted some more lettuce over here. Hasn't come up yet, but I'm sure. Actually, you can see there's one little row starting to come up. You can see them just kind of popping out there. Leaf in the way, get that out of there. Yeah, they're starting to come up, but they're going to be a little bit more than likely. I got some sorrel in there that I'm probably going to rip out because it's been in there for a year, and I'm not going to eat it probably. So I'm just going to rip that out. Over here in the big garden, you will see that there's a lot more action going on now. Catnip and echinacea, purple coneflower, doing really well. Again, all the pots have potatoes in them. They haven't come up yet. They're going to be a little bit. Mint in this pot. Of course, I have some mint over there in that pot next to the bed. Doing really nice. And then chamomile, I repotted some that was in this raised bed here. As you can see, I still got to do some weeding. But I took those out of here and put them in here. And again, peas. This row of peas didn't do well. It didn't really come up. I had a few germinate, so I went ahead and replanted some more and did the same thing in this bed. You can see only one of them actually came up. Actually, two of them came up. There's a tiny one right over by that rock over there. Yeah, just a tiny little one right there. All right, so yeah, we're gonna see how that does. Again, I replanted all of this, and then I repotted some of this wild thyme and put it in here to fill this bucket up a little bit better. Looks pretty nice, and it seems to be okay with the transplant. Again, blueberries are starting to get some flowers on them. They're kind of reddish purple, so I think that means maybe they have too much iron, or maybe it's not acidic enough. I'm gonna have to research that a little bit. But I did add some holly tone to it whenever I transplanted it, so I might add some more. This one, it's lagging a little bit behind. It does have some buds on it, but it's definitely taking its time. Same thing over here. It's just barely putting out leaves. You can see the one little guy. So I may have to, I don't know. We'll see what's going on with that. It's a little bit windy, so sorry if there's a bit of a muffled sound. Goji berry is coming along nice. Again, a little baby goji here right next to it. So yeah, looking pretty good. And again, the potatoes, you can see they are starting to come up. There's a couple leaves right there. These are the ones that I planted way back in mid-March. So yeah, it's going to take a while. I planted these things probably 10 inches deep at least. So it usually takes them a little bit longer to come to the surface when you do that. Now these beds, there's nothing in them yet. I did go ahead and weed them again for the third time this year. Beets on this row right here, you can kind of see them coming up right here. Looking pretty good. And then a row of carrots right here. Another row of beets. And then another row of carrots. So, yep, looking forward to that this year. I'm hoping that the beets do a little bit better this year. And then over here I have some coffee that's just starting to come up. As you can see, I planted just 3 little rows of it. Looking pretty good. Marshmallow, it is just starting to come up. As you can see, there's a few leaves right there on it. There you go. Just starting to come up. It usually takes a while. And then the raspberries, again, they are starting to put out some flowers. Just a little bit right here. Might be able to see them, yeah. A couple of little flowers coming out. And then, of course, peas, lots of peas. These ones are probably about 7 inches tall, I would probably say they're about 7 inches tall. And yeah, looking pretty good. Again, more over there. I planted these back in mid-March, I think, so they've had a while. It took them a while to come up, but they finally did, and pretty good germination, actually, for that early in the season. So looking pretty good there. Again, these onions that I left in the pot over the winter, I'm waiting for them to start putting out some seeds, so we'll see how that goes. Strawberries are looking great. They are putting out some flowers now, so I think we're actually going to get some wild strawberries this year, so that will be really nice. And again, more over here, looking beautiful. Another goji berry. Looks really good, really healthy. Again, I might take some cuttings from that. And yeah, we are supposed to get a heavy frost on Friday night. So that's one thing I'm planning for. I'm gonna have to get some, I don't know, some frost blankets or something, and put it on these beds, because I don't want to take any chances. They said it's gonna get down to about 25 degrees, and it got down into the 20s earlier this year. After I had planted everything, it was probably, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. It got down into the 20s, I think like 27, 28. Everything did okay, it didn't hurt him, but 25 is kind of borderline. I'm a little worried. And of course, I'm definitely gonna have to cover these guys. This is the food forest. Of course, I haven't done a video on how the food forest has been doing for a while, so I wanted to do that. First thing you're gonna notice is the gooseberries. And they're looking pretty good. There's a little bug on it. Get off of there, buddy. I don't want you eating that. Okay, so looking pretty good there. This right here is a mulberry that I planted. It died. All of my mulberries died. One of them got eaten by a deer. The other two just didn't make it for some reason. So I'd like to do some mulberries again, maybe this year or next year, plant some more. Currants right here, they're looking really good. No issues there. No issues with these currants. Autumn olive. Woo, boy, this thing's really taken off. It loves this place right here. The other one, not so much. I think it may have gotten gnawed down by something, maybe a deer. You can see there's just a little bit on it, just a little nub. So I don't know what the deal is. It is a little bit wetter right there, so that could have something to do with it, but I think something ate it, to be honest. But this one's looking really good. This one's looking healthy. It's starting to branch out and starting to expand its territory, so happy about that. And of course, the apple trees are looking beautiful. Now, these are something I'm going to have to, I'm definitely going to have to cover these guys, because they're going to need it. If we get a frost, it's going to kill these flowers, and of course that might pretty much destroy our crop for the year. But yeah, this is an Empire, so it's I guess it's an apple that grows in New York. Of course, we're in Pennsylvania, so a little bit further south. So I think it'll do pretty well here. This is a pink lady, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see it's got one flower on it. It's a little bit behind, but it looks healthy. It looks pretty good. And then over here is our Honeycrisp, and this one's looking real good so far. It's got a lot of flowers on it, so I'm really interested to see how it does this year. Again, it's a small tree, so I don't expect to get very many apples. Maybe a couple. If we get a couple apples this year, I'm going to be pretty happy. But I don't think it can handle much more. It's a pretty small tree. But yeah, I will be happy if we get any apples this year. That'd be a nice step in the right direction for, it'll be its second year in the ground. So looking forward to that. And again, I got more currants over here. A peach tree, or not peach tree, apricot tree that died. It didn't make it. Another currant, and then over here another mulberry that I think was dead whenever I planted it. I still haven't yanked it out, but that's something I'm going to have to do at some point. And then I have all these wood chips here that I need to do something with. I guess I'm going to start covering this whole little food forest area with wood chips. That's definitely going to be on the to-do list this year. We'll see if I get around to it. But I went ahead and pushed my compost pile all the way back to here. Got the skid loader and just came up here and just, yeah, went to town, pushed everything back. Looks a lot better. We're actually talking about maybe tilling this up and planting some stuff in here. Just a few extra things this year, because we're not really sure what's going to happen with with life, basically, what's going on, and you just want to have a little extra food. So we are going to probably till some of this up and plant a few more things. And again, those wood chips, that big wood chip pile that I had on the other side of the garden over there, you can see that I've started to kind of spread them around the north side of the garden, and I'm gonna spread that out with a rake. And yeah, probably, I don't know, probably 7-8 inches thick. I think that'll be pretty good. It should stop a lot of the weeds. That whole area has always been a pain for us. It's always wet, and yeah, there's a bunch of ruts over there, so I'm trying to clean that up a little bit. But yeah, things are coming along. Again, we have a big frost coming, so I have to get ready for that, and hopefully we can save most of these plants and stop them from really getting screwed over by the frost. And again, it's a late frost. They're talking about record cold. Like they're saying it's never been this cold this late in May. So I don't know, we'll see. But again, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to get more gardening videos, and of course gaming videos as well. There's going to be more of those coming. Alright guys, goodbye.